Dude, Matt, what a week, first of all.
I mean, week, it's a couple of weeks. I think it's been pretty intense here lately.
No, it has, and we honestly we're kind of recording an intro to the new episode now, but we haven't really gotten to sit down and do a beginning podcast portion in a month of Sundays, simply because there was so much content that we filmed at Inspection Fuel.
There was. Plus, we've just been busy. I mean, I've been out in the field. You moved.
Dude, I did. I just moved up to Nashville. So for all of y'all, I was formerly down in Florida inspecting down there. But I honestly, hey, look, sound off in the comments if you guys would take some value away from a segment on this channel about so you want to start a home inspection business. Because basically what I'm going to be doing, honestly, I could film from start to end the process of moving my inspection business and relaunching it in the state of Tennessee. I mean, I feel like that would kind of be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. And plus, like, do you actually want to deal with everything that goes on with home inspection? I mean, I was completely, utterly frustrated yesterday with a new construction home inspection I showed up on.
Now you're
The
telling me,
problem is, and I feel like I got to announce this, like, to the builders out there, like, make sure these houses are ready. Okay, they need to be substantially completed before we go to inspect it. The buyers are paying for an inspection. We're supposed to be inspecting things to see what you might have missed, what you might have not done correctly, not just what you haven't done yet. They're using me as a punch list, and they're doing it on the buyer's dollar. I'm not happy about that.
no, honestly, man, I can't even imagine. But what were you seeing there? Like as far as things that were not resolved, not finished?
Okay,
Because you were sounding off a little bit about it on the phone a while ago.
yeah, well, it was a 5.5 bathroom house.
Okay,
There
just a
was
few.
3 showers that didn't work. There were 2 sinks that were not hooked up. There were 2 ACs. One of them worked not well.
Uh-huh.
On that one had a dehumidifier, wasn't even plugged in, and it had excessive condensation dripping from the bottom of the unit. And the downstairs unit didn't work at all. I mean, that's just a couple of things that are coming to the top of my head. I mean, like, this is just, and the gas was off at the property. So, like, I couldn't run the furnace. I couldn't check the cooking equipment. I couldn't check the fireplace. I couldn't check the water heater. And there's just a ton of stuff right there, that just a ton of limitations. And what do? That means that they want to have me back out whenever it's done. And it's like, well, I don't want to go twice. I only want to go once.
It'd be a lot easier for everybody if everything was just done before you actually got there for your
Yeah, it's my pet peeve.
I
What can I
get
say?
it, but like I tell you, yeah, as much as I love creating content. I love everything that we get to do with this, but there's a simplicity to getting on a job site and performing an inspection where you are just start to finish. You could do that job in your sleep. Not that you're not paying attention, but to me, it's almost like when you're painting a house where it's like I know I'm a really dang good painter and I can just focus and be present on that. And there's nothing else in my mind about
Yeah.
anything else in the world, right? Except for what's right in front of me with the job or the house that I'm looking at. So,
Yeah, when it goes well, it is that cool, right? Like,
yeah.
because I have the process down. I can go into a house. There's no weird nonsense like that. New house, old house, doesn't really matter, but like, when there's a dozen people around the house working and like multiple things that don't function and clearly a job that hasn't been completed, it just makes for a rough day. It seems weird because you'd think it'd be like, okay, well, all that stuff you didn't have to do, right? But I still had to go find out that it didn't work. So I
Right.
still had to do all the work that is around doing it. It just only to not really have the gratifying part of actually being able to inspect it.
But at the same time, it's like that's part of why we do the inspections, because
Yeah.
maybe they thought this was going to be done and it wasn't. But at the same time, it's like these are easy things that don't need to be in the report if they were just done.
Yeah, well, it's just I just don't really, I want to work. I work for the buyer, right?
Yeah.
I have their interest in mind, and this was clearly the wrong time to do the inspection. It is not ready, and I know why the builder is telling they pushed them for this date. I know why, because it gets them a punch list. It tells them what they need to do, and it's like that's what you pay people to do. The buyer's paying me to check up on you, not
Right.
to go find what you haven't finished yet to give you a list. Like, and you're doing that and the buyer's paying for it. I just don't agree with it. Makes me
Now,
mad.
I totally get it. I'm still marveling at the 5 bathrooms. I'm like, look,
Big house.
I feel good when I had 2, and like my old house in Virginia was a 3,500 square foot house with 2.5 bath, but 5 bathrooms.
It's-
I remember when I was a young lad, like almost, like 19, almost 20. And my dad, in trying to encourage us towards some semblance of fiscal responsibility, whenever we would buy something or do something we just had no business doing, we weren't, I certainly wasn't making all that much money. He'd just look at me and my brothers and sisters and be like, y'all can't afford a pot to piss in. And then I mean, imagine buying that house with 5 bathrooms and then just texting your daddy being like, "How about 5 pots to piss in,
Right,
daddy?"
right, right. Well, this was almost 5,000 square foot house, and they had
Gee.
a butler's pantry.
Oh,
Yeah,
didn't know.
yeah,
Very
it was
nice.
nice. It was a nice place. Don't get me wrong, but it's
But
just
when
not
it's
in the best shape.
in that nice, there shouldn't be that many things that are just obvious things that are wrong. And
I
that
agree. I agree. It
yeah.
was just the wrong time. They just had me there at the wrong time. That's all it was.
I get it, man. I definitely get it. Well, this is the right time to do something that we've never gotten to do on this show before because for the first time ever in the history of the Ride Along, Matt, we have a sponsor.
That's right.
And the sponsor is also going to be the guest today. This is going to be one of the last episodes from Inspection Fuel, which because we got so much content there, man. Amazing people, amazing vendors, amazing inspectors. Go check out any of the other stuff from Fuel if you haven't. But today we're going to be featuring Mr. Charles Bellefontaine, who's been in the game for a long time. He's up out of Chicago area, but he is going to be today's sponsor with his company GetSync. And Matt, if this next part sounds a bit verbose and scripted, it's because it is. We have a read, guys. This is what they call in the professional audio industry a sponsored read.
Hold,
So,
hold on. Let me get ready for that.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, wet the whistle. All right, all right. We ready to do this? Okay,
All right, I got it.
guys. Today's sponsor, GetSync. Listen, we know how tough it is to run a home inspection business with missed calls,
Late night emails.
chasing reviews.
It eats up all your time.
It does. And that's why we're excited about today's sponsor, GetSync.
That's right. They help home inspectors capture every lead, follow up automatically, and keep calendars full without having to hire extra staff. Inspectors using GetSync are seeing faster response times and more review and more reviews and real business growth.
All while cutting overhead. So if you're ready to spend more time inspecting and less time on admin, head over to getsync.pro and see how it works. Guys, that is how it goes. So thank you so much to GetSync, and thank you so much to Charles Bellefontaine. Without further ado, let's cut back to the interview from Inspection Fuel with Mr. Charles. Guys, day 2 here at Inspection Fuel in
New Orleans.
and how are you feeling, Matt? I mean, it's been a couple of fun nights.
I am feeling great, actually.
This is good. I mean, he's not just saying that for the camera.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm actually in good shape. I know that might be surprising considering how much fun I've had, but I'm in great shape.
No, we both are. And we've got a guest here today who's in great shape as well. And honestly, thank you so much for joining the show,
Oh,
Mr.
thank you.
Charles. How are you?
I'm doing well. And it's something I'm getting used to on the South, this Mr. Charles thing. Up north, nobody does that.
We got
to
some
us.
manners down here. Yeah.
I guess that's
yeah,
what it is. It's very kind.
Yep. No, definitely. And, you're one of our vendors here, but you're also a home inspector as well, have a home inspection company up in Chicago. But you're here with GetSync. And tell us a little bit about that and your background as an inspector.
Sure. I started home inspecting in 1993, had my roller coaster ride. We were doing about 1,500 inspections or so with 7 inspectors in 2004, 5-ish. The 2007-8 came along, everything turned off like a light switch. I was running really heavy, and it crushed my family. It got really ugly at home. Everything was fine. I worked 30 days a month. I never took any time off. I thought it was the smart thing to do. Hustle, hustle, hustle. I wanted to be a provider. But I started neglecting my children and my wife. And, so I don't blame anybody but me. So we did end up getting divorced. Business went to a crashing halt, basically. I kept my license and stuff and just kept dabbling. 2018, I retired from the fire department, and I asked my current wife if I could build this up again, and she kind of laughed at me, goes, "Can you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think I can, but I don't like working with real estate agents, and I understand the value that, I'm the absolute minority at this convention, but I know what people want that are buying a home, and I want to go ahead and provide that. So now we're up to, since 2018, we got 15 inspectors. We do roughly about 2,000 inspections a year. We're just under 2 million. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. That's fantastic. Listen, you were saying that you're the minority here, and I actually kind of disagree a little
Cool.
bit. I mean, I don't
That
necessarily.
makes me excited.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think the thing is that they don't know how to achieve it, right? It is when you are a new agent, or I'm sorry, a new inspector, the best avenue for you to, at least historically, most of the time. I'm anxious to hear what you have to say about it, but
Yeah.
what I have encouraged people to do, what I did, and what really seems to work is getting relationships with realtors. That is how you start building your business, because how else are you going to get to the general public on any type of level that'll actually scale your business? So
What if
but I
I
think people
told you
want
that
it.
I could move to anywhere in this country and within 2 weeks I'd have my schedule full and nobody knows me?
Yeah, I mean, that
Does
is.
that sound BS?
I mean, it sounds amazing.
No, it sounds bullshit, doesn't it? I'm sorry I swore on
We
your
could say it.
show.
Yeah.
Okay.
He went there.
You
But
went
I'll
there.
prove it if you let me.
Yeah, no, I want you to.
Super. So
I'm just saying that I think
Yeah.
people here want to do that. I just don't think they know how.
I'll
And that's
show
what
you.
you're-
I'll tell you how right now. And that's kind of what I want to do is tell everybody how. So the first thing is you got to do research and find out who your client is. And one of the things that I like playing with this AI stuff. All right. So it just helps me create a prompt to do research for me. So when I left the fire department, I actually spent about 15 grand hiring a private consultant to help me design and build a business that's going to be marketing direct to consumers. They did a great job. It took them 2 months to do everything. They told me all the pain points of home buyers. They were talking about, they ended up interviewing a lot of my past clients. Everybody wanted to know. That was the biggest thing for my past clients. They want to know. They want to make their own decision. They just don't want me to make the decision for them. So they want a big, long list. They want more time with me. They want more tools. And they want me to make a more thorough list. Well, that's what I wanted to do. So that's a good fit for me. So once you find out what somebody wants and you go ahead and supply what they want, they're going to give you money for it. It's that simple. But nobody ever does that. And a lot of those clients that are going outside the box or outside the real estate referral, they don't know what's a good home inspector or not. And all we do as home inspectors when we answer that phone is we answer questions. Well, if they're only going to ask me the question of how much and what do you do, that doesn't really allow me to say what separates me from everyone else. So I'm more of a put it in writing guy, and I get that to the client in writing, and I don't like to answer the phone when it comes to that stuff. So when we find out their pain points and what they want, and we're the solution to it, because we know that's what they're looking for. And let me tell you, home buyers, they need to buy now, okay? Because realize what happened. They're looking at houses. They bid on a house. It got accepted. The real estate agent gave them referrals, maybe 3 of home inspectors. That client has a relationship with the real estate agent already, but they're on the internet looking for another home inspector. So the real question is why? Why would somebody not trust the referrals from the real estate agents? And usually it has to do with something that bad happened to them or their family or something else. So we got a lot of people that might go for quick home inspection, short list, things like that. I just don't want to be that guy. And my clients don't want that.
No, they wouldn't want that. Plus, the other thing too with consumers right now, the way that information is available, the number one person that clients trust in any sort of transaction, a major transaction, is themselves.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
They trust their own eyes. They trust their own ability to get on their own personal Google machine,
Yeah.
and look at a review and make a decision. Right. Plus, there's ownership in that. If you are completely putting blind faith and trust in an agent, which is already a huge step of faith for them as they're getting ready to make a move, there's some tangible level of control over. Okay, I want to find the guy that I like with the reviews that I like at the price point that I like, and so they want to shop for themselves. Right. So it's genius what you're doing, what you're talking about.
So you brought up a really good point, and when it comes to website design, and this is another place that a lot of people fail, is there's a section called the hero section. And a lot of people are, what's the hero section? The hero section is where that buyer, exactly how you described them, they're the hero, all right? I'm the solution. They're going to be the hero if they find our company that's going to be doing the work for them. So when we put everything up there, it's not to make me and how great I am. It's this is what your need is, and this is how I meet that need. I'm the solution to your pain, all right? So they're going to want somebody you need to express. I'm going to be longer. I want to be independent from the real estate agents. I want more tools, more time. Once you can go ahead and prove that you're the answer, then they come back with you.
So I've got two follow-up questions, and we can kind of go off of this.
I do too.
Yeah, let's.
Sorry.
This is like, remember those choose your own adventure books?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody that's under the age of 30 that watches this is going to know what those are, but those were
I
fun. You remember, yeah. So anyway, let's choose our own adventure on here. When it comes to solving for a pain point, we can either go personal and talk about how restructuring your business solved your own personal pain point in your personal life, which we've all got stories on.
Yep.
Divorcee as well. And we can talk about the methodology that you've taken in shifting your marketing tack in order to better communicate how to solve their pain point and the things that you're doing for that.
Yeah.
Which would you like?
You choose. I'm game either way.
What do you think?
The latter.
The last, yes,
Neither
we're
one
gonna
of us
stick
remember
or
what
get
he
away
said,
from the heavy
right?
here. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that's more what I want to know about. That has to do with like the question that I wanted to ask. Like before we started this, we were sitting here talking to Charles for a minute, and we were talking about marketing. I was talking about direct to consumer marketing via social media, which is what I have had success doing. And Charles was like, I think you did a.
I did. I gave you a meh.
Yeah.
You know,
Which he is not exactly the fan of, right? The biggest fan of. It has been very successful to me, and I don't know any other ways of doing it. And so I think I want to know, and I think if we hit a little bit tighter on how are you doing that? How are you getting out to these people? And then we can backtrack and get some details on that. That's where I wanted to take us. Anyway, I like it. Yeah.
so I'll go down that road.
Yeah.
There's two types of internet marketing. There's funnel marketing and then there's website marketing. And a lot of people don't understand the difference. So funnel marketing is nurturing. That is for when you have a buyer or a consumer out there. They always want your product and you just have to keep in touch with them and keep giving them more and more micro yes reasons that they're going to choose your product and buy your product. That's funnel management, all right? So when we deal with social media, that's long-term nurturing, touches. You use the term branding, all right? So that's what it is, name recognition, branding. You're in front of them all the time, you know. And the problem is that home buyers only buy houses and they only need us once out of every 7 or 10 years. So they really don't need us during all that other marketing time. Now, websites is for I want it now. So I'm hungry, I'm in New Orleans, I want a pizza. I want a really good pizza, and I don't know where to go. So I'm going to get on Google. I'm going to search. I'm going to look for reviews. I'm going to see Yelp sites, and then I'm going to go and choose somebody, and I'm ordering it now. But I don't have months, weeks, days to make a decision. I got hours, all right? When somebody is looking online, they've already signed a contract, they're buying now, you don't have time to nurture that client. You got to dump every possible reason that you have to hire you into their lap. And if you do it in writing instead of verbally, now even if they can't remember it, they're going to have it there and they can review it again. All right. So that's why I gave you the man that. I want to have every possible reason. I'm not here to entertain. I'm not here to build relationships of trust with anybody. I'm here to say, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be better than everybody else. It's going to be more expensive than everyone else because I'm going to disagree when you said they want price. These type of clients, they don't want price. They want thoroughness and they're willing to pay for it. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. I can only disagree because this only has happened to me a couple times in Florida. You have major price disparity regions around the Tampa area.
Oh.
If you get just rural enough outside of Tampa, people don't want to pay Tampa prices. And I've lost a couple of inspections because of that. I price myself around my contemporaries in the Tampa area. But you have a lot, because there's such a huge volume of inspectors in Florida, you've got the cut rate guys that they'll steal a couple, like a shark that grabs your grouper as you're reeling it in, you know, they'll grab that one just because it's $200 less than what you want. And they're like, oh, you're going to give a home inspection, a 4-point, and a wind mitt for $400. I'm sorry, you just did a standard home inspection for $200.
We are.
I won't do
worst
that,
enemy.
you know. And so, but people have gone for them for that. But I'm like, well, I'm sorry, you can go ahead and get what you pay for. Then.
So we get 80% of the people that contact us. We don't get 100%.
Right. Yeah. There's
I don't need
always gonna
100%.
be some people that are at it after price, after the lowest price. And so we just need to get to more people so that we can get more of the people that don't care about. Those are the clients we want.
Once you get your percentage of close, once you know how many calls come in and you know what your percentage of close is, and especially if it's all done automated and consistently, then now it's a numbers game. All right. All I do, we keep our calendar full. We're week booked out all the time. We never really slow down. If the market, I look at it on Monday evenings, and usually we're 90% full, which means I'm not going to touch a single thing and I need more people. But if all of a sudden we're less than that, all I do is dial up my ad spend. That makes the phone ring more. I know I'm still at 80%, and boom, the calendar's full again, and then I'll back it down the next week.
What are you dialing up? What do you?
I advertise on Google local service
Okay,
ads and Yelp.
that's the thing. That's how you are getting to people. Is
Well, that's
advertising.
step one.
Okay.
There's
That's what I'm
three
trying to get
steps
to.
to get jobs
Okay.
on the internet. Step
Okay.
one, you got to be found. And you can do the search engine optimization, you can do everything else, but that doesn't guarantee you the absolute top spot. When you go ahead and do the Google local service ads, you're going to be number one. And I know that everybody's going to give me the evil eye, and I'm going to give it right back to you right now. All right. But Yelp is not a bad company. All right. People just don't know how to work Yelp. All right. What's nice about Yelp is they usually show up in the top 1, 2, or 3 on the organic searches. So now I'm going to be at the top of the Google search, and then I'm going to be on a trustworthy site like Yelp on the other ones. But you got to be quick to respond to everything. All right. And that's why when somebody calls in, we allow them to get a text. They press 1 on their phone, and my entire sales pitch is instantly sent to their phone, and they got 9 pages of PDF document they may or not read. But if they want somebody who's thorough, they want somebody who's going to use more tools, they want somebody who's going to, make a longer list, and they're willing to pay more for it, perfect. And I didn't spend 1 second of my time talking to everyone. I gave them the information, and that's what they want. They may want to still hear my voice, and they'll have my cell phone number then as well. Then they can call me direct if they do want to talk, but they want the information. Give it to them. Give them what they want.
So there's a couple of other ways that you're giving information too, right? I feel like we've hit on one of your 3 points, right? Have we gotten to the others?
Well, the 3 points are going to be getting found. So that's where we buy the
We
ads.
got that one.
Number 2 is going to be that hero section. So I hate this phrase, but I don't know any other way. It's called a hook.
Yeah.
And when you hook the client, and what you're doing is, and you only got 10 seconds to do this when they're on your webpage. This is your headline and your sub-headline and your eyebrow statement. And on there, this is where you use the pain, agitate, and solution. So the pain points that I go after, the clients that I go after, they made a mistake, or a family member made a mistake with the home inspector. It was fast, it was short, missed a bunch of stuff. They don't want that again. So they want to make a smarter decision. So our headline says why smart home buyers choose us. Our sub headline, that's the agitator, all right? Because it's your home, it's your family, it's your money, you deserve the best. And then we also agitate with the eyebrow, but I didn't put an eyebrow on my website yet. Then we come in there with both a video and words on there, because everything needs to be quick and easy. What are the major things that I'm answering your pain points? The goal is not to get them to hire me with that. The goal is to get me in the final 3, and then they're going to investigate me deeper, and then hopefully I'll have the best value.
Okay.
All right. So those are the 3 steps.
Okay, awesome. And as we were kind of getting to at the beginning of this, you're not because you're trying to increase revenue. You want to increase your bottom line, make as much money as possible in the shortest amount of time possible by clients finding you, by marketing directly to them. Where does social media come in for you? And, how is that disparity here between what Matt does and what you're looking to do?
I see social media as marketing to the real estate agents and building relationships with them. All right. Because that's where the long-term, the touches come into play. Whenever we talk about the branding, we want name recognition. Real estate agents year-round are going to be referring home inspectors. So they really need you year-round, right?
He's rolling up the sleeves over here.
I know.
It's a stuff. Yeah.
Let's go.
Well,
Let's go.
I mean,
I'm old. I'll get my butt kicked. I'm good.
No. It's just so I respectfully disagree.
Cool.
Because that the social media marketing is what opened me up to direct to consumer marketing. That's the only way I found that I was able to get to them. Yeah, I mean, search engine optimization, getting ranked up on Google, those type of things, that still happens. And look, the thing is like my situation is unique, okay? Because I have a much larger following than most home inspectors. There are some of us out there that have really large accounts. I mean, I literally get calls and people asking me for referrals all around the country, a lot. I've referred people in Canada, and it's because that of my reach.
How much is that following? I'm just curious.
I've got a 250,000 on
That's a big thing. I got 3,000.
okay, well,
All
a
right.
250,000 on Instagram, and then I got some platforms that are right in that same range as well. So a large
does make
reach,
a big
right?
difference,
And so that's how I was able to get to these people. A lot of it is like people. It can be resale homes, but also it's a lot of new construction stuff that don't even have an agent.
But how long did it take you to get that? And I apologize for
Well,
interrupting
no,
you.
you're
I don't
good,
like
you're good.
that. Yeah.
And I mean, we're just talking here, so yeah, no. How long did it take? Well, I started making content in about 2018.
Okay.
Look, some people do this for years and don't get successful with it. One day, it just kind of took off,
Yeah.
and so after a few years of making content, it really started to take off and grow, and then it just kind of grew from there. So, I mean, I've been doing it a while, but I probably saw success about 2 years or so. Like really, at first it was trying to get realtors' attention, no doubt. That's what I was trying to do, and it would be so exciting whenever they did call me, right? Like, oh, you saw one of my videos, great. And then one day it changed, right? The reach changed, and all of a sudden it was just people that reached out that wanted it. Now, I have a quick question. I don't know if this is on topic or off topic. You guys, I just met Charles. We have met a lot of people through here. I don't know you very well. I'm not familiar with your company. You have your home inspection company, which is Chicagoland Home Inspections, correct? But
Correct.
Your tag says GetSync. What is that? What you do? Do you help other people achieve what you're talking about here? Is
I
that
do
what
now. Yeah.
Is
so
that what GetSynced is?
it is. It's a high level product, and high level is a content management system, contact management system.
Okay.
And that's what I use to build my automations in my business. And then all of a sudden, a lot of other friends started saying, "Hey, I want to market like you do because it's automatic. I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night and answer the phone if I'm at dinner or whatever, on the bathroom toilet. I don't have to answer the phone. Our system does everything automatically, and I don't have any I don't have any staff, no salespeople, nothing. I run lean like there's no tomorrow. I'm worried about another 07, 08, and I don't want the big overhead. So yeah, we got 15 inspectors. We do just under 2 million. I started building the business in 18. Same as with you, and but my whole thing about the branding and building relationships, because I also moved to a new part of Chicago. I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to take all that time to ramp it up. So with this, it's instant. I guarantee you that whatever part of the country is, there's going to be people out there right now searching for a home inspector that need to hire somebody today. All right. Why not go after those people?
For sure. So if somebody, like I want to contact GetSynced, what do you do? So
What do I
contact you.
do?
What are you going to do for that person? Like what do you offer? Like packages or something for them? What is it that you do for people?
It's basically next to nothing. We charge $50 a month or $500 a year. All right. And this is a full blown out phone answering system. It's your social media posting. It's your email blast marketing. It does phone drops.
I'm sorry, did you
text
say
drops.
social media posting? Did you
It
say-
does. Yeah.
I had
He just went there.
I had to.
Yeah.
I had to.
No, it does. And that part is actually
Who is
pretty
it to?
cool.
Is it the consumer or the realtor?
Whoever you want it to be, it's
kidding.
yeah, no, I'm with you. But what's cool, what they do with this is, and they upgrade it every week. And they have it so you make one post and then it automatically reformats all your posts and it put this. So all right, and they put it on all the different platforms for you. And then they put it into a repository, and you can go ahead and group those repositories, and it'll regurgitate those same posts 2-3 years. So once you get your collection, now it just keeps going on, and you just keep adding to it, and and it's run for nobody. You're not paying anyone to do it. It's all part of that same system, but it's websites, funnels, forms, surveys. I mean, the list is really long. And I'm going to do a plug here. Anybody who goes to GetSync.com, GetSync.pro, and you look on there, you'll see the pricing and you'll see everything that's included. And it is a stupidly long list.
I mean, you should plug that, right? That's what we're here for.
I just did.
Yeah.
No,
You
good.
should-
No
shame in that.
me give everyone the Jedi mind trick. GetSync.pro.
There you go.
And a sponsor of the show here as well. So
I'm excited. I have listened to past things, and I think what you guys are doing is very valuable because you're helping everybody try and improve their business, and that's the
That's
key. And it's okay that we want to do things differently.
100%.
It's totally
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
But we should all share with what we do, and then everybody can pick and choose what they want to do because it's
Right.
their business.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, disagreement is, that's
Healthy.
what it's all about. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to talk about our differences. Whether or not we agree on something doesn't mean that we are not friends. It doesn't. It's not how it works.
Absolutely.
No, I think we are in it all for the same reasons, right? So no,
I
you
want to help
absolutely
somebody
should
with
plug
one of
that.
their basic needs. Buying a home is a big deal. All right. And we are the most important person in that real estate transaction. I'm sorry.
And go ahead. What were you saying?
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and on improving a basic need, how has all of this helped to kind of reshape your business structure and your systems to improve your life the way that you've been wanting to?
Oh, I don't work those 30 days anymore. My mistake with ruining my first family, and by the way, I wouldn't wish a divorce on my worst enemy.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
It's a horrible thing, and I was depressed for many years, and if you guys are out there working now, all these things like it did to me, you gotta stop. You're gonna lose them.
Well, not
And,
just that
yeah.
too. Different tack, and I don't think I've ever said this on this show, but if there's one thing that I did when I was going through it, it was double down and work even harder. And do you know what that helped? Not a damn
Nothing.
thing.
No.
It doesn't, because it's like all I was doing was using work to avoid this, fixing this, right, and working on my side of things. But it's not a bad escape. It's certainly a productive one, but nothing changed, right?
So in the firehouse, we use an old saying, work smarter, not harder. And I had a problem of working harder all the time. And then the old guys, you're sitting there with the sledgehammer trying to bust something open, and then he comes over there with a cry bar in one hand and, all right, get out of my way. It's like there's better ways to do it.
Absolutely. Man.
And that's what I tried to do. I built automations. I don't want to hire a bunch of people. I try to keep my overhead low, and in this way, give people what they want. They want information so they can make a good choice, be the answer to what they want, and then hopefully they'll choose you. And then we even let them schedule automatically online. Now, I still have a VA to go ahead because not everybody, humans are different, and not everybody wants to do everything online. So you give everybody the options. But that's what's nice about not answering the phone. Give them the phone tree in the beginning. You get rid of the robocalls. If somebody wants a text, they'll take the text. If they know it's late and it's after hours, they're going to have to leave a voicemail, but they're still going to be able to get the information. Then do it. Even if you want to leave a delay on that, you could do that. Have your phone ring first, and if you don't pick up, then let the information system go. Have a backup plan. There's so many different things that, we need to open up the options and how to get the information out there. Sorry.
Is GetSync specific to home inspection?
Right
Home
now it
inspection?
is because that's all I know.
Right.
But this
It
it's
seems like it could be.
well, yeah,
raw-
high level goes for just about any business, all right? And you can get high level directly. This is some of the problems that I had with other agents. When I first started coming up to this, I asked for another coach. Oh, you could sell this for $300,000, $500,000 a month. And I'm like, they could get it themselves for $97 a month. How the hell am I going to show my face in front of another home inspector charging them $300,000, $500,000, $1,000 a month when they could get it on their own for $97? So I decided to up my plan to an agency plan, and it's strictly my business. Now I could copy everything that I do in my business, and I can give it to anyone else, and they could edit and change it to them, and we only charge $50 a month. So it's to me, and we got guys that signed on with us. They cut their overhead by like $1,000 a month, and then some.
That's huge, man.
It is huge.
And now, on top of a little bit of a different pivot here, GetSync is a great name for a company. It's also a great name for a boy band. And while you might not be in one, you do have a radio show. Yeah,
I do.
You got a voice for radio, man.
I got a face for radio, is what you're.
Don't we all here? Yeah.
No, the radio show I did because, again, I don't, even though I'm prejudiced against real estate agent, I'll confess that, all right? That doesn't mean that there's not real estate agents that are out there that have the same mindset as I do. I just don't want to conform to what they want. I want them to conform to what I do. And that's even with our email funnel system going after agents. Even with that, we want to explain who we were. But the radio show, we were doing that. We were advertising in Real Producers Magazine. And yeah, we were advertising in Real Producers Magazine. And then we would invite the agents that got an article in the magazine, we invited them to be on the radio show. So I would take them out to breakfast. That would spend about an hour and a half with them. Then we would go over to the radio station and do the recording. That was another hour. I had a 2.5 hour one-on-one with them. So if we're going to start getting to know and like each other so we can move on to the trust stage, I got my 2.5 hours to get that far with them, all right, to build a relationship. The bottom line is I don't see eye to eye with them. You know, most of the agents in our area, they want, if you're on site more than 45 minutes, so if that's going to be your target audience, no, it's what it is. These guys, the people that market after the real estate agents, their biggest thing is speed. Get
Yes.
in, get out. You know,
That's what I used to do when I was inspecting in Virginia. I'm able to get through a house even to this day in 2 to 2.5 hours tops. I don't finish the report on site. A lot of other people do, but my whole thing is, and it's a handicap because I used to do videos on Facebook and stuff like that when that was starting to come out. Got into doing this right about the time that TikTok boomed and you guys were taking off, but it's doing the fast home inspection, a fast thorough home inspection doesn't free you up for content. It doesn't give you the time to do the report on site. But for me, especially in the Northern Virginia and DC market where it's, my whole thing was get as much information to the buyer and the agent in as brief amount of time as possible so that I could get to the next job and they can get to the next thing that they need to do.
yeah.
And then I would finish the report later.
So
Not the
we'll-
preferred method for everybody,
Yeah.
but yeah. it works.
We'll only do one inspection a day. We schedule 5 hours for the appointment. We're usually on site around 3 for a typical 2,500 square foot house, basement, gas force, air furnished. You know, that's typical. But we don't know what we're going to run into.
Right.
We don't know if there's a house with a bunch of issues in there. I don't know if I'm going to have a client that's going to have a lot of questions, and I want my client there. We don't let our inspectors, we don't let our inspectors write the report on site unless the client decided not to show, because that's another rule of 3. You got to focus on the house, you got to focus on your client, you got to focus on writing the report. You just can't do all 3. Pick 2.
Yep.
All right. So I want my guys focusing on the client because those reviews that people have, and I'll tell you what, if you guys want to see something that's like, holy crap, you know, do a search for Chicagoland home inspectors. And we have offices in Northbrook, Illinois and downtown Chicago, Illinois. And read our reviews. You're going to see photos. These people write books that come on there. We go everything about exceeding those expectations that they have. And that is why future people keep choosing us, because if they're researching and comparing, social proof means a lot.
Yeah. So I want to say, I know how you feel about real estate agents, and I can't say that to some degree I kind of agree, or to some degree I feel the same. But I will say something that I think I have seen, and this could be area specific, but I see, just like home inspection has changed a lot. You started in 93, right? Home inspection probably looks a lot different than it did
Oh,
in
yeah.
93. I see in home, like there's been a shift in that, but I see a shift in real estate agents. And again, I do a lot of direct to consumer, so I'm working there a lot. So I can pick and choose the agents, right? And they're just like there are some people that only want a cheap inspection. There are actually agents out there. You know who you are, okay? And so thank you. There are agents that do agree with me,
Yeah.
and they want the thorough report. They want it to take a while.
Yes.
They want all of the information. And
Yes.
if it kills the deal, they want to
don't
go find
care.
another house.
Their
And that
client
is
is
who I
the
wanna
most
work with.
important person to them, and me too.
To me, those are
You know?
those are like partners.
But the hard part is finding them.
Yeah.
Because building a relationship doesn't happen in the snap of a finger.
Right.
No.
You got to get to know somebody. You got to get to like somebody, and then you could trust somebody. And that takes time. And that's the problem I have with real estate agent marketing. It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
But somebody who needs to hire me today, if I could be the solution to what they're looking for, they're going to hire me today.
That's it.
You know?
No, Charles, this has all been awesome, man. We got to wrap here. We're running short on memory card time.
Sorry about
that's
that,
how
guys.
good. No, this is
Yeah.
great. This is
I'm
how good
glad.
the conversation's been. And there's been so many of these at Inspection Fuel this week. It really has. And so thank you so much for coming on. Where can people find you again at the website, and then any social media you got?
It's GetSync.pro, and no, I'm a boomer for crying out loud, you know.
There's a lot of cool boomers on TikTok
No,
and stuff,
First
man.
of all, you said the word wrong. It's boomer.
Boomer.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're annoying, and we are.
Well, that's what the Gen Zers are saying about millennials now, so
Is
we
it?
get it. Yeah, yeah.
I like all that. So no, it's GetSync.pro, and our phone numbers, everything else. Somebody wants a tour, but it's a no-brainer, And even if you want to go without us and you want to do it on your own, it's GoHighLevel.com is their website. And if anyone wants like a 30-day of them without us, just let me know. I'll send you a link to get a free trial with them. But otherwise, please, and we have a learning platform and everything else. So I want to coach on what I believe is the way it's supposed to be. So people ask me, and we meet every week on Saturday morning, and we just share ideas. And I learn as much from other people that are using our system as I share. So
That's
I'm a
awesome,
giver.
man.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the best way. And honestly, when you're giving like that, good things come back around. So this has been been a great talk. It's been a good time for us, I'd say.
Absolutely. Yep.
So thank you for joining us. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. More coming from Inspection Fuel right here on
The ride along.